What up, what up, gossipers? So, I was going to wait until all this Housewives of Atlanta shit was over and come and just do a whole review on it. But the messiness is just getting too real, and the shit that's taking place on this show is becoming too much that I just have to do a review like today, right here, right now. I'm at work, just got caught up on it, and I'm at work just looking at these girls like, child. So this is your season 9 Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 3 special review. So I'm gonna be jumping around a lot. Just bear with me, because there's so much I want to get to in so little time. So first, the husbands join in. Well, husband and ex-husband and two ex-husbands, whatever y'all want to say. You got Todd up there with Candy. You got Peter behind Cynthia, and then you got Bob behind Sheree. Basically, it starts off with Sheree and Bob's relationship. They talk about the incidents that happened in Maui, about Bob making the comments about choking her, and is he regretful for it, and have they spoke to Cairo and the daughter about it, and things like that. He seemed very apologetic. It was really genuine. You could tell that he felt bad for what he did, and you can tell that, you know, he's hurting for what he did and what he said to her and how he embarrassed her on TV and in Maui. So, you know, I give him some points for, you know, really coming to his senses and realizing that he fucked up, because you don't say no shit like that. Especially to your kid's mother. You know, that's one person you should have a little bit more respect for. You know, so they basically asked Sheree, like, do she see them two getting back together? Could there be like a rekindling? And she just basically said no, like, you know, they're working on their friendship, and, you know, hopefully they can just be friends and exist in each other's world, and let that be that. I say, Sheree, I agree. Bitch, you dodged the bullet. Keep it trucking. He showed you who he was 10, 20 years ago when he left y'all. Don't go back. Y'all not together for a reason. I believe in second chances too, but it's a difference between a second chance and just being dumb. So you dodged a bullet. Keep it going. So then it shifts gears. We go over to Peter and Cynthia. Peter and Cynthia, first of all, I love Peter. They need to give Peter his own show. I think Peter should get his own little spin-off show, maybe a little 30-minute episode, and he need to get the guys, he need to get Todd, he need to get Bob on there with him, he need to get Apollo from jail, like phone calls and stuff like that, and just any of the other like husbands or housewives people together, and I think they need to get their own show, because Peter is funny as fuck. Peter's the only person on reality show history, I'm talking about any reality show, where I don't feel like he's fake, scripted, being coached. Like, Peter is just raw. He don't give a fuck. He's not playing into the fake, phony bullshit with y'all. He gonna say what he want. He's gonna say how he feel, point blank, period. So, you know, they asked him and Cynthia about the divorce. Did they sleep together in Maui? You know, did they have one last hoorah? How does he feel about them not being together? Basically, he said, no, we didn't sleep together in Maui. If I can't have all of her, I don't want none of her. If we can't be together, I'm not going to be just used as one night stands. Basically, that's what he's saying, bitch. You're not just going to be using me for the D. Because I know I got some good D. But yeah, so they just keeping it strictly friends. He is still in Noelle's life. He said that he still talks to Noelle daily. She calls and asks for advice and things like that. So that's good, because, you know, she's 16, 17 now, so he did play a part in helping raise her. They've been together, the past 10 years, I think it was, 8 to 10 years or something like that. So that's enough to be stepdad and to stick in somebody's life. So, you know, I could tell that Cynthia, I feel like personally, Cynthia did not put up a fight for her marriage. She did not put up a fight for her marriage. She did not try. Based off of what they gave us on TV. I feel like the Real Housewives of Atlanta was the start of their marriage, and I feel like it was the demise of the marriage. I feel like they let this show tear them apart. And I can see where Peter tried, and I can see where Cynthia gave up. I really, 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 really believe that Peter loves her, genuinely loves her, want to be with her. And Cynthia, she just gave up. And in marriage, you cannot give up. But I do respect her for admitting. She said she didn't know how to be a wife. She don't know how. She don't know how to be married. So, I wish her well with that. I wish Peter found a white one. Maybe his show can be based around that. Him and the guys and him dating, seeing him dating. He said he is dating, that he really likes somebody a lot. So, bravo, get on that. Get Peter up there acting a fool with his crazy drunk ass. He love his liquor, child. Anyway, so then they asked about Candy and Ty, how they're doing with the new bundle of joy, Ace, and then Riley's dad coming back in her life, Block or whatever. And she was just saying, Block has really did a 180, 360, whatever you want to call it, a whole turnaround, and has been in Riley's life, talked to her more. I just hope that he's talking to her more and being in her life because he's really genuine and want to be there, and not because now Real Housewives of Atlanta is involved, or not because he received backlash. I don't feel like next season he should not be a storyline, because if he is, or if he is involved or on episodes, then he's not doing it because he genuinely loves his daughter and want to be back with his daughter. He's doing it because this is a paycheck and I'm back on reality TV. So now, again, you're making money off the back of your own child. That's how I look at it. And I don't think it should be that way. Moving right along, Portia didn't bring Ty to the reunion. And of course, Peter had something to say about that. She claims that he's just going to support from a distance, but we know that their relationship didn't work already, so that's why he wasn't there. And she's probably not even talking to him. But obviously at the time she claimed like, oh, he texts, he going to support me, blah, blah, blah. But Peter called her ass out like he should be there. Why ain't he here? And yeah, and she said, oh, we got some good news, and he found a job in DC, blah, 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 blah. Whatever, Portia. Sheree, they did this little tribute to Sheree for this season being a bone carrier, because all her ass do is gossip, 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 he say, she say, blah, 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 blah. So they did this little special where they show all the moments where she came back and told the business, running behind each other's back and this and that. But I will agree, even though it's messy as fuck, because you shouldn't go back telling people what people tell you, this and that, you should be able to keep secrets. It does keep them on their toes, because okay, she explained it. If I like all y'all and you come to me talking to me, I'm gonna go back and tell, because you shouldn't be talking behind her back. Go to her face and talk to her face. And I get what she was saying, even though again it's messy, but I get it. It's TV. Everybody's saying, oh, everybody gonna see it anyway, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, I get where Sheree was coming from. Nevertheless, bitch, you're still messy. Love you, Sheree. Then you got Shamia. Shamia joins in. Also with that whole little clique, because they start going into where she plays her part in the show with the girls. And Kenya and Portia start going back and forth with each other about the whole her apologizing to Shamia and defending Phaedra over her, and that's supposed to be her more of a longtime friend. Yeah, so basically that was that situation. Portia did apologize for Shamia if she felt like she wasn't being a good friend to her, and just basically tried to defend herself. At the end of the day, I feel like it's convenience for Phaedra to be Portia's friend. I don't feel like the friendship is real. I feel like it's more so of a convenience. And then they go into this whole frickin' frack thing. They did this special of them, their little seasons, little video of them two hanging out, turning up, partying, and blah, 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 blah. Long story short, Phaedra is full of shit, and Portia is stupid for falling into her bullshit and allowing Phaedra to come in between her and her best friend. I don't know how long they've been best friends, but based off of what I'm seeing from the show, it looks like they've been friends for years, forever. Go way back in the day. So how you putting that aside and taking a side of a bitch that you just met on a TV show. Granted, y'all been working together for some years, so y'all built relationships. Not saying that you can't, but Phaedra's full of shit. Like, who got time for that? But anyway, moving right along, they tapped into the situation with Candy messing around with girls. Candy admits, like, yeah, I've messed around with girls, which Candy always admits. That's why I never understood why people said that. Because Candy never tried to play like she didn't mess with girls. She said that she's dipped in a lady pond. They've said it. She's been very open, even on Candy Coated Nights, like things like that. Like, she's had these discussions. So I don't know why they're trying to make this out like they're spilling some tea on Candy when they're not. I'm confused by that. Like, I really is confused by that. So moving right along, obviously the girls are still going back and forth, some drama about, you know, the whole girl thing and sleeping with each other thing, blah, blah, blah. If you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm skipping around. It's just too much drama. Ty slicks in some little one-liner about the feds is still watching, which I do believe the feds watching, because you're not going to tell me that Apollo was sitting up here doing all this money stuff, fraudulent stuff, and Phaedra was reaping the benefits. You're not going to tell me she didn't know what he was doing, what his income was. You married to somebody and you don't know where his money flow is coming from? How stupid are you? We're not going to be in a relationship, living in the same house, going to bed at night, married, and you're sitting here telling me that I don't know your income, where your income is coming in at. And I'm just spending. Phaedra knew she had something to do with it, but when the shit got rough, she threw the stick and ran. Point blank, period. So then it goes into, you know, Andy brought up some shit about the Huffington Post wrote him an open letter saying how he's tired of the Housewives of Atlanta, you know, doing like gay slurs on the show, which I'm really tired of myself. They use gay on this show like it's just this thing. If it's not them talking about Africans and being with an African king and an African prince and dating an African, it's them talking about somebody being gay or lesbian or using the lingo. It's like, y'all gotta do better on this show. All of y'all. And I see why Lawrence and Derek left. Y'all have to do better. Like, point blank, it's ridiculous. But anyway, they tapped into Portia making some gay comments back in the day. Apparently some sermon got out where she said that gay people need to be delivered and we need help and prayer. And of course she justified it, saying that, oh, I changed, things change. I don't think the same way no more. That was 10 years ago, blah, 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 blah. See, you have to be careful what you say, because you're in the industry where gays is running shit right now. And I don't give a fuck. When nobody say, y'all can say under this post, comment, say I'm wrong. But at the end of the day, gays are running shit. We're the stylists, we're the designers, we're the hairstylists, we're the makeup artists, we're the creative directors, we're the dancers, the choreographers. It just is what it is. We're coming up with the one-liners, the linguals, the twirls. It is what it is. Y'all would be lost causes without us. Seriously. But, you know, anyway, moving on from that. So then it goes into they asking about the whole drug thing. And this is where the shocker come in at. Basically, finally, after a whole season and 2 reunion episodes, finally, Portia says that she's not going to no longer talk about the situation because she's been served a cease and desist. And she'll let Phaedra speak on her behalf, since Phaedra was the one who said out of her mouth that Candy said that she was going to drug her and rape her in a sex dungeon. Boom. That's the kicker of tonight's episode that make me break and do my review an episode earlier than I wanted. Phaedra is a trash box. And I was such a fan of Phaedra at first. I was a fan of Phaedra before a lot of my friends and stuff was. And they didn't like her at the beginning, but they like her now. Phaedra is a trash box for what she did to Candy.